And about 2.5, 3 years ago, a group of us had an idea that we would like to be able to reach out to people involved with human trafficking who may know something or who may need help and not know where to turn. The first place we started was with rest areas. We got approval to put information in the form of removable labels into the inside bathroom stalls. And then that way somebody can take the information very discreetly, put it in a discreet location, and call or text when it's safe to do so. So here we are in one of our bathroom areas in Michigan, and as typical, we have every inside door labeled in these stalls. And as you can see here, this is a very good example where some people have actually taken the drop down. So it took us more than a year to get this all together, and we ordered our first batch of 200 labels. And we were given 2 rest stops where we could try our labels. So we put them in there, and every week we would check these labels for the number of edges taken. And over the years, as we have expanded this program, and we now have them in private venues, we have them in the public transit system, we've got them in 7-Elevens, we've got them in community centers where kids congregate, kind of ground zero. We've kind of got them in specific areas that are high risk, what we call high risk locations. And I can tell you, anytime somebody sees this label and slams that door, there is a 25% chance that that person will take an edge. Not necessarily that the person themselves is being trafficked, but that individual may know of something or even just want to call in and ask a question. Human trafficking is very, very prevalent all over the United States. There's loads of labor trafficking. Most trafficking is actually, they say, labor trafficking, not sexual. But in your high city areas, in your high population areas, we have sexual trafficking as the primary. An example would be 2 gals that we were put in contact with who were literally living out of a car and sleeping and coordinating their lifestyle through a local McDonald's. The one sister was driving the other one to school, and then they would eat at McDonald's, wash their face at McDonald's, and they ended up high risk. I don't know that they were trafficked, but when we found out about them, we were able to give them a safe place to live, and the youngest one actually finished high school with honors. These kids that are out on the streets, that would rather take their chances being out on the streets rather than in foster care, are, by estimates taken within 48 hours, they are at least approached by a trafficker. So we're trying to get these people help. We're trying to get them a place to call and to find out where they might be able to stay that's safe. We had a safe house, and our first resident was a woman showing as domestic violence who had been trafficked. She was sold at age 5 at the Texas-Mexico border, from Mexico into Texas. She was trafficked all of her life and ended up under our radar as a victim of domestic violence. I've had my friends say, I saw something, but I didn't know what to do. Number one, you don't get yourself involved. You could harm the victim or yourself. Call 911. Get some information if you can, like a license plate, but do not get involved yourself. Give it to the proper authorities, but start looking around and seeing, is that what I'm seeing? Because something doesn't fit. So if we could all help and wake up, they say the number one sign of anyone being trafficked is they don't have their own ID. They won't have their own cell phone, or things will be very limited. Or that kid is acting strangely, just looking down. The stats on human trafficking are almost unbelievable. They say that the profits involved with human trafficking are greater than Nike, Starbucks, and Google combined. It's in the billions. Also, it is the second fastest growing industry. the predator or trafficker has hit on the idea, instead of selling a drug that they can use once, a drug that they may get busted going over a border, they can bring a person with them and not get busted. Buy this person from somebody, use this individual over and over and over again for greater profit, less chance of getting caught, and thus you have something that has exploded in our society worldwide now that we are more and more global. From India and Cambodia, it's hitting all over the United States. And we as concerned citizens have banded together and will be fighting this and continuing to fight this in the most effective means we can work with.